All right, guys, Bogen 10, we are back for the next week. This is week 5 edition. Be sure to subscribe, comment, and like. And if you'd like to follow me on Twitter, it's at JKBogen. Now let's get into it. Number 10, we're starting off with a team that was pretty high, or was at least trending upwards last week in my Bogen 10, and that is the Las Vegas Raiders. I have all sorts of stuff going on. Let's not, spend too much time on the whole John Gruden thing, but right now they don't even have a head football coach. So they lose this game 20-9 to a rookie quarterback in Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears at home. Things are a little out there right now. There's a lot of uncertainty with the Raiders. I'm keeping them in the Bogen 10 for now. We will see as they go into next week, but as of right now, they are number 10. Number 9, the Cincinnati Bengals, 3-2. Look, I understand they lost, but I don't really care. This league right now is really confusing. I don't know who's good. I don't know who's bad, but I can tell you right now, the Bengals have proven they are better than at least average after the game that they played against the Packers. And look, they should have won. They should have taken care of business. They missed 2 field goals, especially one in overtime. But the fact of the matter is this. They were still in that game to the end. They played them tough. They really did a nice job of stopping Aaron Rodgers for the most part of the game. And I think what it really comes down to is it just shows you that Joe Burrow is ready to take that next step. It shows you that these weapons are legit, and it shows you that this Bengals defense is really starting to put pressure on opposing quarterbacks. I mean, look at the fact that they went out and got Trey Hendrickson in the offseason said a lot. He's a big-time pass rusher. It wasn't a one-year wonder. It wasn't a contract year. He had a game in this one. So the Bengals are there at 9. They have my attention. Number 8, we have the Dallas Cowboys at 4-1. And I want to put them higher, but it's just such a hard time right now because I had the Cowboys at 9 last week. I have a lot of these teams that did win ahead of them. And, of course, they did beat up on the Giants 44-20. But keep in mind, though, the Giants did lose Saquon Barkley and Daniel Jones halfway through the game. So what to make of the Cowboys right now? It looks like they're going to waltz through and win their division pretty easily unless there is a huge move between then and now. So right now, I have Dallas completely dominating the division. They're off to a great start, and really their only loss came to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in a game that I thought they outplayed them. So Dallas comes in at 8. Number 7, the Green Bay Packers. We were just talking about them, how they went toe-to-toe with the Cincinnati Bengals, and that's a big win on the road. Look, Green Bay started off the season not the way you want to start off a season, getting blown out on a neutral site by the New Orleans Saints. Since they've gone back and they've won 4 straight, this was a win they had to have, and they got it 4-1 after the 25-22 overtime win over the Bengals. Number 6, this one is interesting. It's tough, but I did have to drop them 2 spots because I was more impressed with other teams and they played better competition. It is the Baltimore Ravens, and I'm very high on the Ravens. Don't mistake that. They're 4-1. I love the way Lamar Jackson is playing. I think it's finally time to call him one of the best quarterbacks in football, not just running the football, but the way he's able to throw it. Had his best career game last night. When you look at what he did against the Colts and just bringing them back and throwing over 400 yards and 4 touchdowns, he was incredible. And look, they don't have Rashad Bateman back yet. So when Bateman comes into this offense, I think it's going to open up another dynamic. They were unfortunately left without running backs to start the season. J.K. Dobbins goes down, Justice Hill, and then, of course, Gus Edwards, who I was really excited to see get going in a full-on role. So right now, their running game is really off. I mean, Lamar Jackson pretty much leads every single game in rushing. So, I mean, he's like their running back, so to speak. And then you look at the defense, and, with the defense, it's like they lost Marcus Peters to start the season. They're dealing with some injuries there, and they're still able to win this game against the Colts. It's a big-time win. I don't care if it was at home. It was prime time. They needed to get it done. They did. The Ravens are at 6. Number 5, the Los Angeles Chargers. Now, The Los Angeles Chargers I've been super high on. I said they probably wouldn't win the division, but I thought that they would knock off the Chiefs in the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl to represent the AFC. Right now, they're on a good pace, and they're ahead of where I expected them to be. They beat the Chiefs already. Now they beat the Browns 47-42. This is a team that's been really good on the defensive end, but this game, they didn't have that. So what happens? Well, you get some great contribution out of Justin Herbert, keep him in that game. Austin Eckler, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams is becoming an absolute monster. Hopefully he can stay healthy. And this team is looking very good. Brandon Staley, it looks like I was right about you. He is really killing it with this team right now, as they are 4-1. Moving on to another 4-1 team in the AFC, number 4, the Buffalo Bills. They improved 2 spots. They jump up from 6 to 4. Look, Buffalo pretty much dominated in all phases the Kansas City Chiefs on primetime Sunday Night Football on the road. I don't think the Chiefs are that great right now, but that's still a heck of a performance. The biggest issue with Buffalo is that they haven't faced a great competition, a great level of competition, but you got to give them credit. In what they've played, they've dominated. They have one loss this year, and it's against the Pittsburgh Steelers in a rare all 3 phases game in which the Steelers just were able to come out on top. But the Bills are for real, and we are seeing that. Josh Allen is playing outstanding football. The offense is buzzing. The defense is buzzing. This might be the most complete team when you look at everything, but right now I'm going to keep them at 4. We'll see as the level of competition goes up for them on the schedule, but they're at 4 at 4-1. Number 3, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They have one loss this season. It was to the Los Angeles Rams, who I do think probably the best team in the league. But they did just lose. But they are probably the best team in the league, in my opinion. But they did lose to them, and Tampa really just dominated Miami. They got off to a rough start, and then they blew them away 45-17. You like to see those finishes if you're a Tampa fan and, what have you. Tom Brady looks magnificent. Really doesn't look like there's any sort of age drop-off, and I've been seeing him run more, which is really odd. The run game got going a little bit in this one. I thought Leonard Fournette showed you some good things. The secondary is bad, I'm not going to lie, but they have a lot of injuries, and this is a team at the end of the season, they're going to be completely different than how they look right now on the defensive end. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to stay here at 3, didn't drop them a peg because they just blew out the team they played. Number 2, the Los Angeles Rams. I already know people have put them at 9 and 8. One guy took them out of their top 10 as far as the national media. The Rams are still a top 3 team in football. I don't care where you rank them out of those top 3, but they better be in your top 3. They lost to who I believe right now is the hottest team in football, the Arizona Cardinals. That's their only loss. And they did a really nice job on the road, tough place to play in Seattle. And they beat down Seattle Seahawks. I mean, that game really shouldn't have been as close as it ended up being. They left a lot of points on the board. 26-17 was the score. People can say all they want, with Russell Wilson being out. Obviously it was easy to win the game, but I would make the argument that Geno Smith was a spark for them and actually gave the Seattle Seahawks an opportunity down the stretch. Had a 97-yard drive that led to a touchdown. So you got to give Geno Smith credit. He's probably going to start for the next bunch of weeks because of Russell Wilson's injury. But this Seahawks team is down bad right now. Their back is against the wall, and on Sunday Night Football, they're going to have to go toe-to-toe with the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are coming off a killer win against the Broncos and have my attention. The Steelers are trying to get to 3-3 and kind of, reset the clean slate there as they move forward on the season. But right now, the Rams are playing good football, not as good as they could be, and that's the thing that's scary. If they're beating a team like Seattle, on the road, no less, by 9, and you're come away and you're saying that they could have scored more or that they should have scored more, you look at just the game that Robert Woods had. You're getting Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp. It's really somewhat of a decoy, and he has nearly 100 yards in the game. You're getting great contribution out of Darrell Henderson in the run game, and Stafford's throwing for 365. The defense is doing a nice job shutting him down, holding him to 17. No one can run on the Rams defense right now. you know, that's something that's not being really discussed. I mean, we could talk about the yards the Rams are giving up, but they're not giving up a ton of rushing yards, and you could see that in the stat sheet. So the Rams are at 2, and the number 1, the Arizona Cardinals. I don't care how they won. They won. They beat the San Francisco 49ers 17-10. You know, not an easy game going up against your rival, a rival that knows you well. I'd make the argument Kyle Shanahan could have done a better job of taking advantage of the fact, look, you know, I know he was working with a rookie quarterback, but they should have run the ball way more against this Vance Joseph defense. And I think a team will. And I think Arizona is a beatable team because of that. They're going to have to shore up their run defense. But, you know, what it comes down to is Arizona made just enough plays to win this football game. Kyler Murray looks very good. The defense made a few huge stops. They had a goal line 4th down stop that was absolutely killer. Had to happen. They punched Trey Lance right in the mouth and didn't allow him to get in the end zone. Arizona is a very good football team. We'll see as they continue to go on this streak, but right now they are the only team in the league that's undefeated, and it would be a disgrace to not have them at number 1. But that's going to do it for the Bogen 10. I am Jake Ellenbogen. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Helps the algorithm, of course. And if you like me, just be sure to follow me. If you have a Twitter, I'm on Twitter. It's at JK Bogen. You guys take care. I'll see you guys soon.